Hey guys, I just want to say a quick thank you to my new subs, you guys are all the best. I hope you enjoyed this video, let's dive into it. Mission 1, Landfall. Here, as for the most part, we'll be playing with Thrall. This is actually good news since he has everything that I need. This includes an AoE ability called Chain Lightning, which helps me take down multiple enemies, and if used correctly, it can jump up to 4 targets. The second ability that we're going to use a lot, and is also the key to winning this mission, is Feral Spirit. Feral Spirit creates temporary adds which essentially soak damage. This is exactly what I need since Thrall is an intelligence based hero and not strength. Let's talk a little about the mission itself. The mission is designed to be played with an army, and the more you explore, the more army it gives you. As you're well aware, this challenge forbids playing with anything other than a hero unit, so ultimately, the original plan of beating this mission shifts a little. We have to wait to regenerate health points before camps for up to 3 minutes for each camp. My plan and my priorities are as follows. As I stated in previous missions and campaigns, my priorities are levels, items and not dying. Each camp unit in this mission gives a minimum of 2 XP to a maximum of 5. In order to level up, we have to get a total of 200 XP. There are 13 camps here that we can take before reaching the last fight, which is originally our main objective. And as for items, there are only 2 permanently benefiting me, and those are the Lion's Ring and the Ring of Protection. We take the camps one by one, and now that we have those items, we get to the 13th camp, and we need 1 more XP to level up. Worry not, I have a plan. When reaching max health points, I kite as much as I can the first unit that I see, getting them as far as possible from the Centaur Marauder, and as soon as it dies I get my wolves. Unfortunately their damage is a little off the charts and I use a scroll of healing here. I wait a couple of minutes to rest and then I get the Marauder. With this done, we get a new main quest, which is basically to survive the last 3 attacks on this Tauren camp here. It isn't really hard because the AI soaks and deals a lot of damage. I also use my Scroll of Beast because I need to free up a slot for the next mission and we're done. Let's see what happens next. Mission 2, The Long March. This is an escort mission, and similar to World of Warcraft, the quest giver doesn't really like moving fast. Our objective is to reach 3 distant points on the map, make sure that 2 heroes survive and also make sure that 2 out of 4 Kodos survive. So there are a couple of problems. The first one is that sometimes units arrive from both sides of the caravan, which kind of creates a big problem for me since I only play with 1 unit. The second problem is that Cairn has a limited amount of units. Even if those Taurens are strong and versatile, they still die along the mission. When I reach the first oasis, I am left with 1 Tauren, Cairn and 3 Kodos. Even if I wanted to choose my fights and wait as much as I want, in reality there is no way to completely dominate in all fights. I restarted the mission and played it again, just to see whether anything will change if I played close to perfectly, and I was only able to reach the shop, but after that I got overwhelmed again. So, with great sadness, I marked this mission as impossible to beat on hard difficulty. I replayed the mission on normal difficulty though, and evidently it wasn't even close. I got my item as I said earlier, I unlocked the demolishers which I sent across the map, and now we're on our way to the 3rd oasis. We slowly get there using wolves and everything, 2 towers at a time, and with little waiting on the side and repeating the process, we reach the 3rd oasis and we're done. Mission 3, Cry of the Warsong. We're back on hard difficulty again, and this is the first mission where I get to have a base. The main quest is to buy 2 goblin zeppelins from a distant laboratory that is protected by 1 human base and 3 large camps. What's different in that mission is that my ally, Gromash Hellscream, attacks whenever he wants to. He also attacks every human base on the map. His first attack, however, is the same base that I have to destroy because of my main objective. So I take this maneuver to my advantage and I kill their hero really quick, rewarding me with 61 XP. What I do next is I bring a couple of peons to start building my watchtowers, and now that I started building them, I've got to defend them. While defending them, I get a lot of XP from all those units that come to me, and I reach the mission's level cap, which is 5. Now that we have rank 3 on the ability Feral Spirit, we easily wipe out the human base and clearing camps becomes quick and easy. I reached the last camp which protects the laboratory, I built a couple of towers and now the Harpy Queen is gone. I can finally buy some Zeppelins and finish the mission. Mission 4, the Spirits of Ashenvale. Things finally get interesting since we get to play with Gromash. You can do some weird stuff with that guy, but you will see in the next mission. In this one, we have only one objective for the whole mission, to gather 15,000 lumber. But that's not really that important right now. What's important is this bonus objective, which if completed, it gives me a Goblin Shredder, which is a new lumber gatherer unit, which essentially speeds things up a whole lot. But before going to slay the Furborg chieftain, I need a couple of things. The first thing is another level. There are 3 high level camps here that give us a good amount of XP and items, so I start with that. I leveled up and now I proceed to my second priority, which is a health potion. This camp here gives me not 1 but 2 health potions, which is actually perfect. I grabbed the second high level camp because there were boots of speed there, not for any other reason. And now we go to the chieftain. The chieftain is a tough opponent. I can't just fight him head on and win. There must be a strategy to beat him without dying myself. And there is. You have to start the fight behind him, then pull back to the trees, which actually keeps me stuck. But what it also does is keep me away from these ads here. I use the potion because I really am no match for that guy, and after a couple of seconds the quest is completed. Now I go back to return it and now we have the Goblin Shredders. All I have to do now is survive the massive Night Elf attacks, which is not easy, let me tell you. In the end, I stop the Shredders for a second just to buy all the potions that I can for the next mission, and when I'm done with that, we finish the mission. Mission 5, the Hunter of Shadows. This one starts similar to one of those StarCraft 1 Zerg missions, and what typically happens is that you're shown that you have a property in this world. You own continents, you're at the top of the food chain, and then you slowly become that guy from Monsters Inc. losing everything. But wait, I've got a plan. I use an ancient trick once found in the depths of Aeon of Strife called... I really have no idea what's it called, but it does this. Basically, the plan is to get all the camps. There are a couple of teleporters that lead us to the main objective, so we'll do the camps first. So we start with those big ones, we get an amazing item, and then we move on. When I reach the last camp guarding the well, I bladestorm the life out of those guys, and then I drink from the well. What this well does to Gromash is that it increases his damage with 10 and his armor with 3 points. Oh yeah, I also get 400 health points, so that's pretty neat. Now that I have all that, I get the last alive camp and it gives me Orb of Fire, which essentially increases my damage even more. Okay, we're geared up, now we have to think about scenarios. This part is really a no-brainer, because all I have to do is towers. I make towers and I make towers and then I reach the center of the base and then Cenarius himself comes to me. I try getting in a few hits, but this guy is tough as a horse. Sorry. Since I can't fight him with Gromash, I leave the towers to do their work, and after a couple of hours, they surprisingly did it. Mission 6, where Windrider's there. We're back to Trau and Cairn for the next 3 missions. Here we have the simple objective of destroying the enemy base. So what do? You guessed it, we take camps first. We take the Kodos, we take the Harpies, and we finally take the Centaurs. Just because I got a quest with an objective to slay a camp full of centaurs, I went and did it, because of the XP, Okay, now we have all camps and we have to move to the main objective, to destroy the human base. So how do we do that? With Zeppelins. I transport all my units to the high ground and I do this. After a long 20 minutes of draining this guy's resources by killing all his units, I get attacked in my main base. I decide to pick all my units and abandon my base, thinking that I will win soon. Spoiler alert, I did not win soon. My resources are depleted and I am out of potions. All I can do now is pick off production facilities one by one, as much time as it takes, and after half an hour I have surprisingly won. Mission 7, The Oracle. This is probably the first Labyrinth mission I've played in Warcraft 3 so far. The thing about Labyrinth missions, or at least this one in particular, is basically to get the best gear you possibly can, because it only sits there in crates. There's so many valuable items in this mission that at this point my inventory is full of what's probably the best items in the game. At some point I reach the Einstein-Rosen Bridge of Warcraft, and this is where I make the awesome transition of playing with Cairn. Cairn's path is a lot easier. I activate a bunch of booby traps, I get a belt of giant strength plus 6, and I also get this magnificent claws of attack plus 12 thing. And now Cairn became Heln High Mountain, which for those who don't know is an unstoppable beast. All I have to do now is destroy this stone giant in order to unlock the door, so I pull him closer to Thrall for some help, and now the door is unlocked. And we're also done. Mission 8 by Demons Be Driven. This last mission is where things get interesting. The objective is to cast an item spell on Grommash and then return that item to a given point. There is a slight problem coming with that objective though. A Severo actually. Grommash is on the other side of the map, and he is guarded by 2 unbreachable camps. Also, these orcs that I'm fighting, they don't die. So after seeing how little damage my rank 3 shockwave does, I came up with a plan to never attack again. I expanded instead and made a whole bunch of towers there. When I reached the economy that I need to keep rebuilding towers after they are destroyed, I started building a whole bunch of towers here. It took me around 15 minutes to proceed to this point with towers here, which isn't a lot but is still progress. And after 15 more minutes, we take the whole base. Now that I have that base, I need to get the next one. And after we get there, we can get to Grommash. Half an hour later, building and rebuilding towers with all that wood, water and maces, we get to the second base. With that base down, however, I don't need to kill anything ever again, because I am fast. I'm very fast. I just get to Grommash, put the spell on him and get back. This is how you win the Orc campaign using only hero units.